the late 70s and 80s, the Bronx was known for three things: the birth of hip hop, crack cocaine, tossing motherfuckers off the roofs.
What happens when young men of color in poverty, they feel that they aren't worth anything. So to prove that they are worth something and to prove their status in the pecking order of the socioeconomic worth, they rise to the top. And the top to them is their building.
The rumbles on top of the roof in the Bronx, that was a unity. That was community. That's how we survived. You know, growing up in the neighborhood, like my boy Benny from 185th, like he told me these stories, and I was like, I never believed them.
These motherfuckers were acting crazy. Literally. I mean, tossing a nigga off the roof was what we did on the weekend.
They did it for a long time in Queens, and my dad always used to tell me horror stories about it. You know, on his way back from like Met Stadium, like Shea, having to like duck people, you know, getting thrown off of rooftops and stuff like that. That it was two things everybody in Queens was afraid of: the Mets getting embarrassed, and you know, having someone hit you on the way back from the stadium. You know, it was apparently a big problem at the time.
So tell us a little bit about the history in Ireland of rooftops.
Well, first of all, the McMahon family name comes from Clare. So what would happen is back then the church ruled everything. So back then, in order to marry the eldest daughter of the McMahon family, 30 men, and it had to be 30 because the 30 pieces of silver that Judas accepted, had to go up a hill and toss each other down it. And the last fella standing would get to marry the eldest daughter of the McMahon. And he'd also get a bottle of whiskey and a Jack Russell for good luck.
Well, as we know, it was originally brought to this country by Scottish immigrants. We started it in the Dark Ages. It was called a Dochadíchan Lecharis at the time, where clan matters would be settled by 20 naked men grappling each other.
Well, it was called the Troy Fada, which is the long fall. So the ceremony would begin after 6 o'clock mass on a Sunday. Now, one of the local farmers would shave a sheep, they'd put it in the field and watch the greyhound chase it. And once the greyhound got the sheep, then all the lads went up the hill and they had to fucking fight. And if you were in the village and you didn't fight, then sure you weren't allowed to get married at all, you had to enter the priesthood.
We'd be naked at the time, obviously, because if you grab a man by the penis, that's the only way to throw him off a cliff. You can't push him, that's ineffective. You grab him, you swing him around, you throw him, that's the way. And it invaded the South Bronx after a wee while, and it was co-opted by the Americans.
So a lot of people think that it originated in Scotland.
What? You're fucking joking me, boy. The Scots had nothing. Sure, they didn't even invent a fucking shoe until 1947 when the bastards were barefoot. Fuck them. Who said this?
Well, we have a historian.
I'd fucking get in his face now, boy.
Oh, it had an enormous impact on American culture, especially in New York. In the hip-hop community, that song, "Don't Push Me Because I'm Close to the Edge, ha ha, ha ha," was in fact inspired by cliff tossing and therefore roof rumbles.
Come off it, you dirty Scottish bastard. Don't you know it was the fucking Irish that invented it?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, nothing to say for yourself now, do you? You prick.
Yo, they start having these rumbles on top of these roofs, right? All right, like all these wild cats be up there, they're having these rumbles, and all of a sudden the doors would open, and here comes crazy Carlos Hernandez wearing a skirt and glitter. It's 4 degrees outside, he's sweating.
A lot of people think that my father was the inspiration for Roddy Piper.
Did he like play an instrument on the way to the ring or rooftop?
No, he would just wear a dress and then hit people over the head with yucca. Crack cocaine was a real problem in New York.
And dudes would just start jumping off the roof. They were like, oh, word, this dude's here, and they just, boo! They used to call it suicide swan dive.
He was like artistic with it, you know what I'm saying? I think he was like a misunderstood guy. He was way ahead of his time, and just people didn't understand his genius.
They'd be like, oh shit, suicide swan dive, Carlos is up here, and he was the first mind game. He was the first cerebral assassin.
Okay, all right, yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, no. All right, yeah, I'll call you. Okay.
Okay, all right. Oh, okay. Okay, bye. Okay. So I just got off the phone with Chuck and Charles's agent.
Agent? He's an agent?
Yeah, I think it's like his son or something. Oh, anyway, he said we could do the interview, right? But first we have to go to Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but then when we're in Brooklyn, we have to find Brooklyn's native food.
I know what that is.
Okay, all right, you tell me later. But here's the catch, it has to be in the top 10. But not any top 10. Like, not like Zagat's top 10, like his top 10. Oh. If it's not, like, we don't get an interview.
You're lucky. This is the 10th best couscous salad I've had. Just squeaked in. That much. Remember a couple people talking about some things they was doing around in the Bronx and all that, know what I mean? Talking about other people touring with all these roof joints. But I'm from Castle Hill, so you know in hell ain't gonna let that slide.
When Vincent Kennedy McMahon took over the WWF at that time, he had heard about this new sensation in the New York area because their offices are just in Connecticut. So he came down and he started talking to the people on the streets.
I don't know why. What's his people say? He borrowed it? So where I'm from, that's called stealing.
And he goes up to them and he finds out about it. So he steals the idea of the rooftop rumble.
Oh, Vince McMahon stole it. Listen, no. Vince McMahon stole. The Royal Rumble was straight theft. Vince McMahon stole it. He heard about what the BX was doing and he just straight stole it. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it.
How do you feel about Vince McMahon like stealing the idea of the Rumble from the rooftop battles?
The Royal Rumble? The fucking Royal Rumble? That hot-air fucking balloon stole everything from us, man. The Royal Rumble, matches, referees, they even stole gimmicks. He even stole it from me.
Papa Shango?
Fuck no. I used to bring hoes down to the roof all the time, man. Perfect way to fucking get in there, man. He can't even concentrate with all these tits and ass around him. He's chucking wood, I'm chucking his bitch ass over.
Not only did he steal that, he stole the idea of a junkyard dog. He put a leash around him, guy, and all of a sudden he's a junkyard. Where do you think he got that idea from? You think Vince McMahon ever been to a junkyard before?
So in order to up the ante, to prove their worth, that they're still better than this guy who comes in from Connecticut and steals something that they created, started going bigger and better. So they went over to Jersey and got fireworks.
Like this skinny white guy up there that would giggle a lot, you know what I'm saying? And he would like buy it off of that guy. And that shit was weird. I remember I went with him one time and like everything you pointed at, he was like, oh yeah, that'll blow up. He was a weird fucking white guy, you know what I'm saying?
They started setting off these pyros, and that's when the Bronx started burning.
That was my dad running around on fire all the fucking time and shit, yo.
Crazy Carlos Hernandez. Got the name on Fuego because he kept setting buildings on fire. Last time he was set one off in the middle of a match. I got a 3rd-degree burn right on the side of my inner quad.
That was my dad. Que paz de casa, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, he represented, yo, on fire. Okay, all the time. He never even let go of the yuca when he was running around on fire, you know what I'm saying? And then by the time he was done, that shit would be cooked, okay? And then we would eat that shit because we know that came from love. I think, at least, he died doing what he loved.
What's that rooftop fight, right?
Crack cocaine.
I grabbed him by the back of his collar and the seat of his pants. I got a good running start, and there! And I watched him fly. And for a moment, I felt like God.